Hi guys, so Andrea Jenkyns, the former Conservative MP who defected to the Nigel Farage outfit recently, decided to introduce herself to the Reform UK conference by singing. Now don't worry, I'm not going to inflict that upon you. If you're interested in that sort of thing, you can find it online. But of course, she had to also talk about serious issues. And unfortunately, when Andrea Jenkyns talks about serious things, she puts people into a coma. And when people are in a coma, they're not going to react the way you want. For example,
Labour government, in their recent rounds of transport funding, have bypassed both Luke and I and our areas, but instead chose to give the funding to the Labour Metro mayors. How about booing? But we at Reform, we do care.
That went very well, didn't it? See, the problem here, and I've mentioned this before, it doesn't matter if it's at the local level or at the national level, the people who support Reform UK are generally, not always, but generally, middle-class elderly people. And middle-class elderly people generally have their own home. If they don't have a mortgage, they paid it off, they're retired, and they're doing well in life. But unfortunately, they're angry as well. And who are they angry with? They're angry with immigrants. So Reform UK realised, okay, there is a huge cohort to tap into. This anger that people have, we can convince them to come out and vote for us. We can convince them to go out and protest. We can convince them to donate to Reform UK. So these people have money, they're okay, they're well off, but they're angry with immigrants. They believe that their country has been taken away from them. They believe that their grandchildren are going to be worse off because Nigel Farage has told them so. And you have to keep talking about immigration. That's the problem. If you start talking about things that they don't really care about, they don't care about transport, they don't care about the NHS. So they should care about these issues, but they don't because they're in a comfortable position. So if you start talking about transport, if you talk about infrastructure, you talk about jobs, if you talk about investment, these people don't really care because it doesn't affect them. Now, immigration doesn't really affect them either, but they have been convinced that the biggest problem facing Britain is immigration. And the only party that's really going to deal with it, of course, is Reform UK and Nigel Farage. So if you're going to start talking about transport or infrastructure, it's going to put these people to sleep. Okay? And you're not going to get the reaction you want. They're not going to boo because they'll be like, what am I booing? I don't even care about the topic you're talking about. Get Nigel back on to talk about how asylum seekers are in hotels and getting loads of free stuff when British people are getting nothing. Would I like to see reforms, real reforms to deal with homelessness, because I care about homelessness when immigrants are being talked about? No. Do I care about the NHS getting sufficient funding because so many immigrants are coming in? No. Do I care about housing, when all these immigrants are coming in? Yes, but take the immigrants out of it. No, I don't care about housing. There's nothing I really care about unless immigration is brought into the discussion. This is the base of Reform UK. Now, I'm not saying that everyone who votes for Reform is an elderly, middle-class racist, but that's the base. And of course, Reform are trying to expand beyond that. And as I keep saying, if Labour are not able to succeed in improving the lives of ordinary people, and I'm not talking about the racist base of Reform, I'm talking about ordinary people, then you're going to see people join Reform. So the ones attending conference are the more radical. They are the more extreme. They are the core base. And they don't care about transport. They don't care about infrastructure. They don't care about investment. They just want somebody on to start ranting and raving about immigrants. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.